Yo, what's good? What is good in the neighborhood? What's going on? Back again? One more time. Goat Milk Diaries, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We got a special guest today. We're going to try to get to the bottom of this. We're going to try to solve tonight what nobody has ever solved before. We have enough clues. This man has done enough documentation. He is a man who's dive very deep in the rabbit hole of this whole thing. And we're going to do this. And then a little side note to this is I want to compare that to how people are feeling this day and everything party cooking going on. So we're going to try to get through this as quick as we can, as slow as we can. If it makes any sense, we don't miss anything. But get it all in the hour of the show, guys. So without further ado, I can't do this by myself. I gotta bring my boy on here. You know what I mean? He's here, special guest again as well. That's my boy, Mr. Easy E, Mr. Thompson, baby.
What's good, brother?
Bro,
Saturday, like I was telling you, I'm alone. House is making noises. You know, I'm just like trying to figure out what's going on.
Oh man, it's a little. It can be a little bit weird. I'm going to tone down the music just a little bit here in the background, just because I don't want to talk so loud and wake up some of the neighbors here in TV land of YouTube. But guys, welcome to the Goat Milk Diaries. We'll be on here at 8 o'clock Saturday nights. Of course, we have a special guest on, Mr. Cynical. Two big things we're going to solve tonight. JFK. And finally, who is Mr. Cynical? Nobody's ever seen this man's face. Nobody.
It's like Ned Flanders.
Yeah, I mean, we got a few things to get through real quick, guys. We're gonna say what's up to everybody up in the comments who is tuning in. But first, we got some sponsors here, guys. So let's get it. Pinfall title belts, guys. Go to him for your higher quality belt needs. You need yourself a HD belt. You got it. There, we don't mess around with CNC. We don't mess around with CNC HD. We don't mess around with SD. We only got GD. God damn, that looks good. That's the only thing we got.
Did you see the pictures he posted of my Vegas Big Gold he just finished?
Brother, I saw it. It looks incredible, man. It actually looks pretty
I cannot wait.
Guys, if you do not get your belts done with a good maker, Pinfall Title Belts on Facebook, go check them out, guys. Because if not, let me show you what your reaction is going to be when you don't. And this is going to be another segment. It's going to be the Crybaby Belt Squad. And I see this a lot on Facebook. Guys, we're gonna have to make you one of these guys. Oh, well, that dude's mad.
You know, and we're also looking for another sponsor because of Doza last week. These Reese's Oreos.
Oh, my boy.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Listen, those are almost as good as a good belt day. And which reminds me, guys, this show is not just about everything else in the world and under the hood. You guys can also bring your belts here and do a little belt show off thing if you want. Guys, it doesn't matter. Old, new belt day, old belt day review. It doesn't matter. Bring them on.
I love
sir. You can bring any belt on, show it off, do a little video unboxing, send it in, message me, little, I don't know, half-minute video of your unboxing, 1 minute video of your unboxing, set it up. Guys, we have a special guest today. Okay. And this is going to be the first boom moment, if you will, of the show. Everybody knows him as Mr. Cynical. We know him as a good friend, somebody that is very reliable in the hobby, very well informed, also has an awesome belt collection. The guy has done a very controversial video of the Drumline versus Arosha video, which was very informative, very truthful, very good opinion. Guys, I give you the man, the one and only Mr. Cynical, baby.
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Up, brother? What is up, man? You know what? You look nothing like your profile picture.
I know. I look nothing like the comedian Bill Burr. That's shocking. I'm not a redhead.
You know what? I thought at least you might have been bald. I mean, the hat's still on. The hat's still. No, full head of hair. Nothing like
that. Full head of hair.
Shock me.
A toast here because we got to do it like that here. I today am having a beer. It might shock you guys. I don't know what Dawit is drinking it. What do you got for us, brother?
I got a little bit of Crown and some Sprite Zero.
Ooh, toast. Cheers, guys, to life.
Yeah. Cheers.
Okay, let's go to the comments. Let's see who's here right now. Who's commenting, if any at all. We got Mr. Jim Meals. He says, "What's up, boys?" Hey, this is boys to men, baby. We growing here. Don't let us show it. And I'll tell you what, guys.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I got to stop this right now. Because Mr. Cynical, I'm looking at him. And for those who know him, you know who he gives me the vibes of? James Taylor.
James Taylor.
The musician?
No, he's in the hobby.
I've heard of the name. Cannot connect the face. I've heard of the name.
I'll have to look him up.
I'll have to give you a picture.
Okay.
All right, guys. So today we're talking about the whole JFK thing. We want to take a deeper look, open up a discussion about it. This is something we all hope to know one day. We hope that one day the government comes clean, right? Don't hold your breath. And lets out the files about who assassinated JFK for what reason, right?
Aliens.
I don't know. Aliens are more used to doing stuff to you that make you go. I don't know, man. But
not really. That's more like a hot dog down the hallway at this point.
Oh wow. But let's. I'm gonna give my thoughts on it real quick. As somebody who has never really taken the responsibility, I'll say it like that, to dive in and know certain accounts in history of presidents. I have not taken a deep dive in this. To me, it is still the same scene where the car comes around, shots ring out. We see the horrible scene of his wife jumping on top of him and trying to get help, security scrambling to jump to the car to cover, the big old scramble. But then we got stuff coming out now, like, I don't know, the tree in the background floating, where it's not connected to the ground and things are doctored up. We see supposedly the driver turning around and doing a backside sneaky over the shoulder. I mean, there's some stuff out there with AI these days. You just don't know.
That's the problem. You can't
Very
trust
true.
shit
Yeah.
anymore.
So we have to go with old school stuff, the reading, the textbooks, the pictures, and dissect it that way, right? So, Mr. Cynical, let the people know how did you come about with, I don't want to say the fascination, but the curiosity to go down this rabbit hole with the whole JFK thing.
Well, the Belt Chronicles series is a very clear indication of me being a history buff.
Mm-hmm.
Always naturally just went that way, and it's the ultimate whodunit. If you could kill the president, what can't you do? And so that was very, and then of course the conspiracy just sort of feeds on itself after a while. You know, you had Jesse Ventura had a show called Conspiracy Theory that covered it fairly well. I can't remember what else I've seen that made me want to get into it, but once the ball got rolling, it was hard to stop. And you know, looked at it here or there. It was never compulsive. It was never something that like totally took over my life. But you know, here or there for years, I'd always go back and revisit it and see if I could learn something new.
Okay. I mean, you could ask almost anybody. You could ask college professors. You could ask regular teachers. You could ask a lot of people in a field where you would think you would get some straight answers here, and you hear a lot of mixed things. You know, so we want your take on things, your info you've gathered, present to the public, and let people decide for themselves, right?
Sure.
Another thing, people already don't trust the government, right? We're going through times right now where we got the left being toxic, we got the right being toxic. Nobody's trusting anybody. We got the government shut down. We have people blowing whistles from all kinds of sides. Who's to say? I mean, it feels like there's always some kind of special interest that we the people are not involved in. It feels to me, it always has felt like we're kind of some kind of caged pets for the government. And as long as we have the wheel, which is social media and other forms of entertainment kind of helping us, you know, we're on the hamster wheel spinning around and we get our food bowl of food, which is food stamps and other subsidies. We're just happy campers, right?
But I think it's even easier than that, though.
I think the bigger picture is they know what's going on, right? We're not part of the cool club. Mark, what's up, brother? Thank you again.
I don't even think it's being part of the cool club. I think it's they have their agendas and what they need to want to do. They have, I mean, there's a reason why, you know, Nancy Pelosi's like salary's like $200,000 a year, but she's worth like $100 million. You know, there's those reasons, because what they'll do is while they're doing this over here, they're giving you a shiny little thing to look at. Oh, Epstein files. Oh, Trump. Oh, this, while they're doing what they want over here.
And it's also stuff like Super Bowl, WrestleMania.
Yep.
Boxing. You know, we've heard this lots of times.
Anything to divide.
How did the Roman Empire keep the people distracted, right?
Yeah.
And even in the Roman Empire, there was assassinations of their leaders.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at the Constitution. Read the text of the Constitution and be like, hey, what's it say? The blood of the tree of liberty should be refreshed by the blood of patriots and tyrants. That's right there in our Constitution.
Yeah. Well, wasn't it Thomas Jefferson that said dissension is the greatest form of patriotism? I think that was his quote.
Whoa. That's a good one.
Because most people forget, though, over time, we've been brainwashed and developed to fight over every 4 years who's going to be our daddy, right? They forget that these people are people that are supposed to be elected to represent us. They're supposed to be we're their employer. We pay our taxes. We do this, we do that. They should be our employer, not we are their employee. We are their slave.
The problem here is, and I think a lot of people would agree, is that along with the change of the guard, which is the president to me, everything below him should also be swept clean every 4 years. I wouldn't even mind a president running 6 years if we would do that. But
Term limits.
Clean it up every 6 years, every 4 years. Clean up. Let's start clean. All these different opinions. There's people that have been on the same track trying to execute the same stupid plan for 30 years in the Senate.
I'll give you a great one. The lifetime appointment of Supreme Court justices, to me, shouldn't be a thing. They should be voted on, or they should have term limits or something. But to get the job at 42 and hold it to your 77,
Jesus
come on.
Christ, man. That's got to change for sure, man.
So I just Googled it. The longest serving senators. Okay, these are senators. The longest serving senator served for 51 years, 5 months, and 26 days.
Jesus Christ.
51 years. No, it was Robert C. Byrd.
Wow. I don't even know the guy, but I already hate him. I mean, all right. Well, let's
Chuck Grassley's at 44 years. Mitch McConnell's at 40 years.
Oh, Mitch McConnell. Well,
that's wild.
Let's crack this nut open. Let's get it kicking, guys. What would you like to start off with first, bro?
Well, let's just go with basically the Warren Commission. We'll give a summary on that. Everyone knows pretty much what that is, but if you're not up to speed, they say Oswald did it 3 shots in 6 seconds with a bolt-action rifle he ordered through the mail. Or named after Earl Warren. You had some weird people on that, like Alan Dulles, who was the head of the CIA. Kennedy fired him after the Bay of Pigs. He kind of had an axe to grind, in my opinion. Arlen Specter, he came up with the magic bullet theory. He ended up a senator afterwards. And then obviously all the Oswald stuff, we'll get to that, but that's sort of the official story.
Okay.
Just up to to bring everybody up to speed. And then there's the speculation as to why JFK was killed. I think a lot of it had to do with Vietnam. What do we got here?
Well, the reason why most of us can't hold the job over, like, they have a national average of 3 years. And the reason for that is the pay. These guys are making extremely, hey, even if you don't like your job, but they tell you, hey, today you're going to get up and go to work and you're going to make close to $8,000 just for today. $5,000, $8,000. Like, who would not show up to work, man? Seriously.
What's funny about how you mentioned like the Warren Commission and like the Bay of Pigs on this and how you can go down. There's so many rabbit holes you can go down, especially off the JFK spinoff. Because back then in the early 60s, man, they were getting mighty creative with their stories and how they wanted to represent things and how they wanted to do things. So, like, he was talking about the Bay of Pigs. Shortly before the Bay of Pigs, if you go look up Operation Northwood.
Yeah, I know about that.
Operation Northwood was, they were trying to devise a way to get us to go to Cuba a little easier. So what they were going to do is they wanted to fly a passenger airliner remotely over Cuban airspace and blow it up and say that the Cubans blew up the plane and that would give them permission to go into Cuba, which ultimately ended up happening anyways with the Bay of Pigs.
Yeah, that was in a Jesse Ventura book that I read. 63 documents the government doesn't want you to read. And that one was, it was going to be like a decoy. The plane full of passengers were going to land and they were going to do like a midair swap make it look like it was just 2 planes passing on radar. But the one that was empty was going to blow up over Cuban waters. And that was going to give us a false flag to go into Cuba and go get Castro.
Yep.
And that's a whole nother
God, who keeps knocking? Hold on.
What's up, Mr. Stone Cold? What is going on? He's just better late than never. Three of my guys on screen. What's up, brother? You're gonna have a
cheers, Stone Cold.
Mr. Cynical. Amen to that. And cheers on that cold one right there. So we're gonna go with the first. I guess the first frame. It's a. We have a video here, and we could.
Let me
whole thing here. If you want to set something up before for that.
Yeah. This is a phone call between J. Edgar Hoover and Lyndon Johnson talking about how they want to establish a committee to ward off congressional investigation about the assassination.
Okay, here we go. And if it's wrong, wave your hand up or something to stop me, just in case.
Over on 2192.
Are you familiar with this proposed group that they're trying to put together on this study of your report and other things? Two from the House, two from the Senate, somebody in the court, and a couple outsiders.
No, I haven't heard of that. I've seen the reports on the Senate investigating committee that they've been talking about.
Yeah, well, we think if we don't have, I want to get by just with your file and your report.
I think it'd be very, very bad to have a rash of investigations.
Well, the only way we can stop them is probably to appoint a high-level one to evaluate your report.
Yeah.
And put somebody that's pretty good on it from that I could select out of the government and tell the House and Senate not to go ahead with the investigation.
Yes.
Because we get up there and get a bunch of television going, and I thought it'd be bad.
It'd be a three-ring circus.
Yeah. What do you think about Allen Dulles?
I think he would be a good man.
There you go, guys. Undoubtedly them. You cannot confuse that voice, especially his.
Yeah.
Hoover was somebody very controversial on other things, also. So.
Yeah, Hoover was known to have his fun, wasn't he? But the other thing I was going to get into before you got to that clip was the speculation about the mob wanting to kill Kennedy because of the way Robert was prosecuting the mob. That's also another avenue as to why John would have gotten killed. But yeah, that was unless they were talking about something totally different. The way it sounds to me is they were trying to ward off an investigation about the assassination from Congress by just doing the Warren Commission and having that be the explanation.
Yeah, and it's just, again, it's a block. It's like let's just quickly forward to 2025 and the Epstein files. Plenty of phone calls I'm almost sure of for tactics in blocking an investigation into something that's very damaging. Okay, so and I only bring that point up because it's not hard to believe that if something like this was going down then, there's nothing says that it's not going on today.
Right.
I mean, it was arguably easier then.
And also, well, here's another thing. If it's too hard for you to believe, how, and not me and none of my boys here on screen, but how many times has your boy been caught and automatically there's a scramble of phones for cover stories to cover up the brother? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's such a simple thing in life. When such things are at stake at certain levels, who says we wouldn't then? Mm-hmm. We have another clip here of a woman here on our video clip. If you want to intro that and talk about that for a second.
Yeah, so this is a clip I saw probably a good 10, 15 years ago. Her name is Madeline Brown, and she was allegedly LBJ's mistress from 1948 onward through the assassination. And what's going on, Austin? And anyway, this is her telling her story about what happened the night before the assassination when she was at a function with Lyndon Johnson.
And here we go.
Let's go back to the night before. When Johnson came out of the meeting, what did he say to you?
He was so angry. He had a violent temper when he was upset.
Well, let's use the exact words that he said to you. What did he say to you?
He grabbed me by the arm, and he had this deep voice, and he said, "After tomorrow, those SOBs will never embarrass me again. That's no threat. That's a promise." And it startled me, really, because he was so ruddy-faced. And I thought, oh, well, he really, something went on that shouldn't have gone on, But he called me from the Texas hotel the next morning as I was going downtown.
Right.
And hear this screaming voice of his. He was so irate, and he didn't give me time to talk to him. He just there, he was still angry. And when I talked to Jess Kellum right after that, I said, wow, he's on a real violent binge, you know. And then I passed it off. I said, well, after tonight at the Driscoll, he'll be all right.
Yeah.
And, of course, I didn't see him again
What
until...
were the words he said to you over the phone? That
But they
morning?
would never embarrass him again. That SOB, the Irish Mafia, I think. He referred to him as the Irish Mafia very often.
But he said they would never embarrass him
I'd
again.
never embarrass him again. There was no threat. That was a promise. And there were violent feelings that have never been told that was between those two people.
There was a picture in the Associated Press that showed Ralph Yarbrough, John Conley, Lyndon Johnson standing behind Kennedy
At the
Stevens
Texas Hotel.
Right. And
Yeah,
if you look at the look on Johnson's face, what's your impression?
his face is snarling.
Yeah.
And John Conley is so worried or concerned. And after Air Force One got to Love Field, you see John Conley coming down. Everyone was full of glee. And John Conley has this faraway look.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, who any of us on screen with a wife, a girlfriend, a mistress, anything that you've ever had at any point of your life, how many times do we not tell nobody? We trust no one. We told nobody anything except for them.
Oh yeah,
Right.
You even you see now these days, guys are getting chased by cops in the middle of a car chase, and the first person they're calling is their boo, and they're breaking it down as quick as they can.
And the way she had referenced the mob,
Irish
because when JFK was running for president, he made a lot of promises to the Teamsters and a lot of promises he didn't keep when he got in there.
And what did the Teamsters run?
Back then, they ran everything.
They ran everything.
They literally ran everything back then.
Everything, including the docks, baby.
Yep.
Including the docks. Okay.
Hey, as kind of a side note, a few years ago, I was talking to a buddy of mine at a conference for my union, UAW, and his grandpa worked on the building of Kauffman Arrowhead Stadium when they were building them side by side. He said a bunch of mob guys would get out periodically and would carry stuff in, and you didn't see anything, they'd hand you an envelope, and each envelope contained $1,000. He said my grandpa had to sneak the money in $100 at a time so grandma wouldn't notice. I was like, so there's people buried underneath Arrowhead and Kauffman, is kind of what he's telling me.
Yeah, I mean,
look at Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
The whole government is a mob. And we used to say it all the time. And the biggest gangsters are police enforcement. At least that's the way I looked at it growing up in LA, Compton, Inglewood. You know, my life until I moved here. But it's no surprise, man. It's no surprise. But the thing is, it's not that they don't lie. It's just hard to catch them. If you can catch them, well, now you got something there. But if you can't, oh well, then it's just ghost stories, man.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, next thing I just wanted to cover was like the physical evidence, like what is, physically in Dealey Plaza that we know. So when they showed the Zapruder film in '75 on Good Night America, that launched a congressional investigation, and the police radios were on recording the assassination. So they pulled the tapes. They sent it to two different acoustic institutes. I think it's Bolt, Baranek, and Newman was one, and the other one was Mark Weiss and Ernest Ashkenazi. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, they came back and said, we hear 5 gunshots. Warren Commission says there's only 3.
Okay.
But they said, well, you think it's a police motorcycle backfiring? They said, no, we know the difference. We hear 5 gunshots.
Yeah. And we have a clip 3 right now that we would like to play for that, right?
Yeah, this is when they're leaving Love Field, and you see what they're doing with the Secret Service as they're leaving the airport.
Okay, here you go. If it's the wrong one, just go like this, and I'm able to see it.
Everything seemed normal as the president's Secret Service bodyguards kept their ever-watchful eyes on the crowd. Everything seemed normal as the president's motorcade began its journey. Everything seemed normal. That is, up until this instant. What took place is so odd that we're going to examine the scene 4 more times. Watch the left side of your screen. The arrow points to Agent in Charge, Emery Roberts, as he stands in the Secret Service follow-up car and motions with his hand. What he is doing is calling away the president's 2 most important bodyguards, the bodyguards whose job was to protect the president's back by riding on the bumper of the limousine throughout the motorcade. Watch again as he stands and orders the agents running at the rear of the president's car away. Watch the confusion inside the follow-up car that results. Now watch the right side of your screen. The arrow points to one of 2 agents whose job was to hop aboard the bumper and act as human shields. He's obviously perplexed. Watch as he shrugs his shoulders 3 times in dismay, each shrug more dramatic than the last. As you watch this scene for the final time, ask yourself, is this the kind of conduct you would expect from an agency that routinely sends an advance team to a city a month or more prior to the president's arrival in order to make preparations? Now ask yourself if the assassination could have taken place at all had those men been on the bumper during the motorcade. This is the rear of the presidential limousine. The back bumper is specially designed with a platform on both the right and left sides. There are also handrails on both sides of the trunk. This is where the agent should have been to provide the president even minimal security. The president, unaware of the treachery behind him and the danger waiting for him ahead, continued on to his death. You are about to see segments from 3 of at least 4 films shot in Dealey Plaza of the assassination. The 4th was confiscated by the FBI and has never been released for public viewing.
Bro, that has to upset you. I was just as upset as the agent, where he was like, what's going on? Like, why? It makes no sense.
And you have to understand, like, people think like to assassinate somebody, you need to sneak in their house and like do it in the quips of night. No, if you're gonna assassinate somebody, do it out in the open, because what happens is people's brains cease to like stop functioning. People's brains seem to like stop functioning when something bad happens. It's like, bam, like the Vegas shooting was a prime example. People were reporting it was coming from this place, when it was coming from a window up, so sometimes it's better to do it in the open than it is to do.
I'm gonna again bring up something and just compare real quick. Again, Trump, it's the most recent thing in people's minds and things that have happened. His assassination attempt. I've never practiced sniping with a rifle, but even I can guarantee you I would have missed that shot. Okay. 2,
right,
the way that all his detail was reacting, we saw a lot of the guards smiling, looking down, almost laughing, like we're actually pulling this off, it's going down. The rushing and the way that the female guard was trying to holster her gun, and you could almost
See,
hear
I go the opposite way.
around.
I go the opposite way on that one.
Well, and you could tell just by this film the seriousness of the detail that was around him. How it's set.
Agreed and disagree, because what happens is if you look at the Trump one, I think the Trump one is a comedy of errors. Do I think the guy missed the shot? Absolutely. I think what happened was Trump got lucky when he turned his head. That was just what happened. That was purely happenstance, because if it would have happened a split second earlier, we'd be saying a different story. But the detail on Trump's Secret Service, one, how tall is Trump? 6'2"?
He's a tall dude. People think he's short. He's not that short.
It's standard procedure to have detail that are taller than you. They're supposed to have detail that are taller than you, not leaving your head exposed. And I'm sorry, but in critical situations, the females on duty really showed the tactical disadvantage you have to put most females, I'm not saying all, I'm just saying most females in a situation like that. Their brain couldn't react to reholster their gun. It was a calamity of bad judgment, bad errors, bad management, bad everything on down.
Like I said, you could hear the Benny Hill music playing in the background.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the next point of evidence here. Whichever may.
Yeah. It should be, I would assume, like number 6 or something like that. The black and white photo of the 3 guys going through Dealey Plaza.
Okay, that one. Okay, we labeled that as E. So we'll go to that one. And we'll pull this frame up right here, and you can talk us through it.
Okay, so you see their names are at the bottom. So the guy in the very back is E. Howard Hunt. He would later go on and be convicted after the Watergate burglary. The guy in the middle is Frank Sturgis, and I don't know who the guy in front is. It's something Smith. I've never heard his name before. But E. Howard Hunt, the next photo is him testifying, so you can get a better close-up of his face.
Let me see. It was this one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the video that follows it is him. He's been in the CIA. He's been to prison, and his son gets him to confess. He said, "Will you ever tell me what happened in Dallas?" And so he does a brief confession of his role in the assassination, but he doesn't like totally say what he did. He just said he's a bench warmer, but it does put LBJ right front and center. So there you go.
Okay, and that's this. You wave me off if it's not the right one.
The testimony of E. Howard Hunt from January of 2004 about the JFK assassination.
I heard from Frank that LBJ had designated Cord Meyer Jr. to undertake a larger organization while keeping it totally secret. Cord Meyer himself was a rather favored member of the Eastern aristocracy. I think that LBJ settled on Meyer as an opportunist, Perrin like himself, Perrin, and a man who had very little left to him in life ever since JFK had taken Cord's wife as one of his mistresses. I would suggest that Cord Meyer welcomed the approach from LBJ, who was, after all, only the vice president at that time. And of course, could not number Cord Meyer among JFK's admirers. Quite the contrary. As for Dave Phillips, I knew him pretty well at one time. He worked for me during the Guatemala project. Sturgis and Morales and people of that ilk stayed in apartment houses during the preparations for the big event. Their addresses were very subject to change, so that where a fellow like Morales had been one day, you're not necessarily associated with that same address the following day. In short, it was a very mobile experience. I was a bench warmer on it, and I had a reputation for honesty. I think it's essential to refocus on what this information that I've been providing you, and you alone, by the way, consists of. What is important in the story is that we've backtracked the chain of command up through Cordmeyer and laying the doings at the doorstep of LBJ. He, in my opinion, had an almost maniacal urge to become president. He regarded JFK as he was, in fact, an obstacle to achieving that.
For those of you who don't know who LBJ is, who's LBJ?
Lyndon Baines Johnson, the president that would succeed. Yeah, that would succeed Kennedy. He talked about taking Cord's wife as one of his mistresses. I don't know what Cord's job was. I haven't researched that. But Mary Pinchot Meyer was her name. She was later killed, apparently with a wound through the chest and one through the head, in like 10 months after the assassination.
That was a double tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
clear suicide.
Yeah.
The first one didn't
open and shut case.
Wanted. Gotta make sure it was a good kill shot. Like
nothing to see here.
Right. And there's something that caught me when he said he was known to be a very truthful or honest guy.
Yeah.
And here's a man at his age having a conversation at an age where it doesn't matter. The guy's not looking for fame. It wasn't in a time like today where everybody's getting blown up on YouTube and TikTok, and you know what I mean? There was no claim for fame. But you get to a certain age where you say, you know what, I'm going anyways. I can get this off my chest. I can let this knowledge be known to whoever needs to be known.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever it needs to be known to. So I credit that. I don't call BS on anything he said. I don't know what your take is on it, E.
No, I agree, because there's no tactical advantage to trying to like inject yourself or involve yourself or anything like that. Like some of those people that wanted to, they go on their deathbed and be like, I was the Zodiac, or I was what's his face, DB Cooper, or there's a reason to want to interject yourself and become notorious and famous. He had their zero.
Exactly, man. Some of you'll know because your daddies will confess something on his deathbed, or close. I might get mine pretty soon.
Right.
Hey,
been there a few times.
Hey, I just want to know how many brothers I got. I just need to know. You know what I mean? Like, I just need to know. You know what I mean?
Next week on the episode of Maury, find out how many brothers Anthony Mendoza has.
Oh God! Imagine my dad hiding for like 50 years, and he goes on.
Hey, what
Maury?
Have you seen that movie Delivery Man?
Dude, which one?
You guys see that story? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, guys.
Have you seen that movie Delivery Man with Vince Vaughn?
I have not seen
he donated a bunch of sperm, and the sperm bank overused his sperm, so he ended up having 533 kids that were trying to track him down.
What?
Yeah, it's funniest movie. Great movie. Yeah, look it up. Delivery Man.
I gotta check that out, man. And what were you gonna say, Mr. Cynical?
Oh, it reminded me of a story of Rocky Johnson, the Rock's dad. Rock finding out that he's got like a dozen siblings he didn't know about because Rocky Johnson was traveling territories. Yeah.
Oh, brother.
And you know what's the wild part about people find out about it now is because like the ancestries and 23andMe. So many people have done it. Now all you get a hit from is the third cousin that you didn't know about. And it's like poof, a whole new family.
I heard a story of a couple that did that. And then they found out they were related like cousins. And they were already married with kids. Married with children, bro.
I mean, how hot was she?
Is
she first cousin?
She was this hot. Taking the paper and just...
Yeah, I would have been like, oh, that's typo. Typo.
Nonsense.
Well, at that point, you're already pot committed. That'd be more freaky though if you had like a sister you didn't know about, and then you hooked up with your half sister, and then like you find out. Like, what do you do then? Like, you have a kid. What do you do? It's a conundrum right there.
Yes, it is.
Buy a plane ticket. That's what you do.
Not if she looked like Liv Morgan. I'm going Joe Dirt on that one.
Liv Morgan.
Hey, if she looks like Stephanie Vicaire, you never know.
Woo.
That's true. Ooh, yeah. Little Ray Ripley action.
Ripley, I'm sorry, but mommy, you starting to get replaced, especially with that bad nose you're gonna have now.
I saw that. Yeah, that looked brutal.
I'll still take it.
Brutal. Well, yeah, the butt cheeks. Nothing happened to the butt cheeks. Those butt cheeks is one thing you do want to break open. But anyways, we'll go to our next. We go to our next one. We have a video here.
No, it should be a document, right? Isn't it? It should be the letter. It has the letter G on it. At least that's what I have. I don't know if there's.
Okay, we got it. And here we go.
No, that's C.
Where in the world? Super small here is what she said. Let me see. I gotta see if I can.
That's Q. It should have highlighter. That's the second page. There's a page with a big multiple paragraphs. That would be the first page.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah. So the second paragraph right there that I highlighted. This is the Katzenbach memo. The Deputy Attorney General Nicholas Katzenbach. He typed it up Monday morning, the 25th, while Robert was attending John's funeral. And on point number 1, it says that the public must be satisfied that Oswald was the assassin, that he acted alone, and that he would have been convicted at trial based on the evidence. And this is the day after Oswald gets killed.
Wow.
And then the other page, the smaller page, it's something about we need to do something to head off investigations of the wrong sort, is the way he ends it.
Yeah. And all that clarifies right there, at least to us, is that they know what the truth is. They know who the killer was. And the public must be satisfied with what we are presented with. And it's just kind of like putting the what's that metaphor? You put the wool over the
wool over their eyes. Pull the wool over their eyes. Yeah.
And that's kind of like the way we're supposed to take that. You know what I mean? There's really nothing more you can say to make that even clearer from those 2 pages. If you can take anything, take that, and that's the story of our lives with the U.S. government. You know what I mean? Aliens. We know that aliens arrived. We have the technology to do things. I thank them for PS1, PS2, PS5. I thank them for Nintendo and Super Nintendo and Atari, because it wasn't until they arrived that things got awesome. You know what I mean? We got cell phones and the whole nine.
Hey, yeah, when technology exploded.
So it's not so bad if they just came out and let us know. It's okay, man. It's okay.
Yeah, just be like, look, we found some shit. Some stuff crashed. We found some shit, but now what we're doing is we're taking what we're learning, and we're making sure you guys got the best video games available, the best internet available.
Yes, with minimal.
And because look, if aliens wanted us dead, we'd be dead already. Let's just preface that.
I'm with you on that.
They're probably the aliens are probably at this point.
Do your thing, brother. Do your thing.
Like those people that drive through a neighborhood and they lock their door. Aliens drive by Earth and they're like, and lock their door.
Joe Rogan said something like that. He said, we're the freak show. Where people go and drive by. Say, you want to go look at what's going on Earth? Let's go check out that shit show.
I mean, and who knows? We could be a weird alien case study, Truman Show style.
Like, to them, it must be a joke to see. Like, you want to see something real funny? Check this out. We're going to go to Earth. Oh, where that one race is? Yeah, whereas it's only one race, but they all seem to think they're different races on the same planet. Let's go check them out and see what they're arguing and fighting about today. Crazy. So what we got up next now?
Next should be a statement from Antonio Veciana. He was a retired CIA agent, and he talks about one time meeting in Dallas with David Atlee Phillips, who was a CIA agent himself. He was called a controller. And standing in the lobby talking to David Atlee Phillips was Lee Harvey Oswald. This is before the assassination, obviously. Okay. Suggesting that Oswald worked for the CIA.
And this is the dude with the gray hair, right?
No, it should just be a statement. It should just be a paragraph with the letter H on the front.
I think I see it right here.
That's Q.
My letters on this side are so small.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, do you want to leave that up for a few seconds? Let them read it. It's basically he's saying that Oswald was standing in the lobby and he was trying so hard not to be noticed that it was so off-putting. And this guy wrote his memoir in his 80s, and he put that in his memoir. He remembers meeting Lee Harvey Oswald with a CIA guy before the assassination.
Says he didn't even do a hello. He shook hands, but he never spoke to him. And again, they mentioned a situation in Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a whole other thing circulating around this time with Cuba.
And there was no chance Lee Harvey was going to go to trial.
No, it was never happened.
They wanted to kill him that day. That's why he went back to his house and got his gun and went to the movie theater where he got arrested. That they were trying to knock him off that day. He knew he was set up at that point.
Wow.
I feel like that. But yeah, the next thing are the two video clips. One of them I sent before the other. This is James Files, who is what I regard to be the guy who shot from the grassy knoll, doing an interview from prison. He was both working for the Chicago mob family. The Tony Accardo was his big mob boss, and Sam Giancana and Chuck Nicoletti, and also working for the CIA simultaneously. And he has a very detailed description of not only like his events leading up, but also like the weapon he used, the car he drove. So it should be the one with the letter I on the front of it. I don't know if it'll show it in the beginning, but if it's not, I'll let you know.
And it's the video, right?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Just do one of these if it's not.
Where you get the concrete steps to go down by the pergola there, and between the pergola and the stockade fence.
Okay.
It's the other one. Yeah.
The other one where it shows the gun in the front.
Yeah, yeah.
What weapon are you going to use over there? And I told him, Chuck, I said, well, what's the situation? Chuck said, we're going for a headshot now. I said, this, I understand. I realize this. He said, you're not going to fire unless it becomes a necessity. He says, if I miss, he said, then it's going to be up to you. He said, but you don't fire. He said, unless I miss. He said, it's going to be your call at that point. He said, so you got to be very alert on this. And I told him, don't worry about me. I said, I got it, boss. And he said, what are you going to use? And I'm going to use the fireball. And he looked at me and said, why the fireball? Now, the fireball, people don't know what a fireball is. It's like a cut-down rifle. It's actually basically this long. Weapon that's well ahead of its time. This was one of the prototypes the agency got a hold of that had been manufactured by Remington. Now, a lot of people are going to tell you that this particular weapon was not available at that time, but this weapon was available. It didn't go on sale until a few years later. But this weapon had been manufactured as early as 1961. We had a lot of trouble with barrel blowing up on it. It was too big a round on it or something, overloads in it. A lot of problems with it. But they finally reinforced the barrel. We got it where it worked pretty good. And Chuck asked me, he says, why the fireball? So you've only got one shot. Because the Remington Fireball 222 is a single shot, bolt action pistol. You can mount a scope on it. So, well, If I'm going to wait until you're through, I said, I'm only going to get one shot anyway, so it don't really matter. I said, because I'll never get a chance for a second shot. I'll wait until the last possible moment. He said, okay. He said, it's your call.
Where'd you get hold of a prototype weapon like the XP-100?
It was given to me by David Phillips.
It was given in by David Atlee Phillips, is what he's going to say.
I was just going to say, and he gave up the name. And if people do research on that, as far as prototypes and everything, when they started production of that, it started, he said about 3 years, but it actually production of that one was about 2 years right before. So,
yeah,
you know, it gets tougher and tougher to try to debunk these things as lies. I don't think that's a lie, man.
No, and you know what? There's a professor named Jerry Croft that has sent him when he was in Joliet. James Files was in Joliet for murdering a cop allegedly, and he would like send him letters back and forth. And he said, I tried to trip him up. He said, I what's that?
No, I said,
Brian.
Thank you for joining in, brother. Appreciate you watching. He was calling.
Yeah.
Brian
but
says, watch the James Files interview. Oswald was the fall guy, is what he said.
Yeah. But he said, I tried to trip him up and give him fake names. He said, I don't remember that person. I've never heard of that guy's name in my life. So he tried to intentionally trip him up, but James Files was just honest.
And that's, and again, I'll go back to the same thing. Not unlike people today, that people today lying is a fashion. It's just a fashion. It's a thing we do today. People lie left and right all day long about anything and everything. They lie about their fake Rolexes. They lie about their fake HD belts. They lie about their socks. They lie about they'll lie about the size of their pants. No, I'm a 34, not a 38. You know what I mean?
They'll lie about their age.
Every single thing, man. Very different times, very different people. You know what I mean? Nobody has to the internet to be try to be an internet star or anything like that, man. Okay.
So back when I had my other Facebook, I'd see a lot of my people I graduated with, and they got no gray, none. I'm like, you're dying your stuff. I'm 33. I got gray in my beard and my sideburns. You ain't kidding me.
Look at me. Never dyed in my life. Never dyed a hair in my life. Ever. I said, whatever God gives me, whatever this is years upon years of knowledge. Okay. That's all I
tell people I earned my gray. That's what I tell them.
Yeah. Oh my God. Have I ever? Let me tell you. What do we got next here? We got
the one last clip, the same guy, James Files, talking about the motorcade coming through and his point of view from the grassy knoll.
Okay.
I was where you get the concrete steps to go down by the pergola there, and between the pergola and the stockade fence, you got a set of concrete steps to go down. I was to the right of those. I was 8 to 10 feet down there. There was a tree branch that hung right over me. I was behind that, kind of giving me a little camouflage. This was just a few minutes before the motorcade got there. Something happened, and I have to shoot. I don't have to shoot anybody else unless it becomes a necessity. So I'd walk away at the fence. I come back over, secured everything, got it ready. I could hear the rumble of people murmuring, so you know the motorcade's approaching. So then I got ready, opened it up. I'm holding the Remington fireball down below the fence at this point. Motorcade come down, that's Main Street there, come down in Houston, turn back around on the Elm there, come down that little side drag there. Oh, when it come down and made its first right, that's when I brought the weapon up. And then I'm over the fence, and as they come down, made the turn on down there, that's why I started focusing through the scope and following the car. As shots started ringing out, I started counting the shots, but I'm not counting like 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting them miss, because I know we're going for the headshot. So I don't care how many rounds are being fired as long as we get a headshot. But I'm hearing the shots being fired, and I'm counting them as a miss. And that's the only thing I'm concerned about. I've got this sign there for the 7th Freeway that is fixing to come into my field of fire. As far as I can see at this point, President has not been hit in the head at this time. I've seen the body lurch. I know he's been hit. How serious, I don't know. But my last instructions were we're going for a headshot. If you have to take a shot, take it. But don't fire unless it's a necessity, unless you really have to. He said, Jimmy, don't fire unless you have to. We want everything from the backside. I'm not asking why. Okay, whatever you say. At this point, as it starts to approach and come behind that freeway sign, and I've already been instructed not to hit anybody but Kennedy because they didn't want Jackie getting hurt or anybody else, I'm fixing to lose my field of fire. And at this point, either I shoot or I can put it in a suitcase and leave, one or the other. I took the shot. I fired one shot only. Well, I was aiming for his right eye, which to me is the left side of his head, looking head on. But for him, it would be his right eye. And once I pull the trigger, I'm right in on it, and it's almost like looking 6 feet away through the scope. As I squeezed, take off my round, his head moved forward. I missed, and I coming right along the temple, just right behind the eye.
Man.
Yeah.
And
now, one thing that go ahead, Antonio. I'm sorry.
His details. Take this in mind again. The details, what he's saying right now. Before all these videos and certain angles of clips were released and all that, you got to remember this was televised. This was live. Okay. It wasn't like pre-recorded and it didn't keep getting circulated like crazy on TV. This is at a time where this is horrifying as an American audience to see this thing go down. This isn't like today where another event, Charlie Kirk. This isn't where you had bystanders videoing and there's no control by the media of all the angles and how many times people are uploading this thing like crazy on all social outlets and getting all kind of crazy angles and everything where everybody's like dissecting it and telling a story. This guy is word for word saying what he did, how he went about doing it, the angles, the fence, the signs, branches, the time that he went in up to do it, and where his head was facing, how we saw him slump over with the shot that hit him first. See, those are things, like I said, I go back to the whole circulation of the videos and everything and how things were kept for a long time. This man knew it word for word by detail. Again, testimony, especially with a person involved, that you couldn't have gotten at that time from anybody else. And this is why they're interviewing him. You got to take that in mind. You know, people have to think about all that. Next one, what do we got?
I don't know if there isn't. There might be one that's labeled Q, and that's a thing that I meant to put in previous order, so I just gave it like a random letter. It's a small little like horizontal snippet.
Okay, give me 1 second. I don't know if this was it.
No, that's. There you go.
There we go.
So this is something that was released after Trump released the JFK files during his first time around. And it's talking about be aware from French intelligence that there was a French member of a militant member of the anti-de Gaulle terrorist group reportedly in the U.S. for a brief period in late 1963. Subject reportedly used names Michael Roux and Michael, I can't remember, so Mertz. I can't read that. But anyway, it says he got Michael what?
Michael Roux or Nertz is what it says.
Yeah.
NERTZ.
Yeah, it says he came into the United States through New York and departed on 11/19 of 63, so 3 days before the assassination, and left through Laredo, Texas, into Mexico on December 6th. And he used the P.O. box in Fort Worth while he was here. Now, one of the things Howard Hunt that got left out of the clip that I played, the audio deathbed confession, is he talks about a Corsican hitman. And Corsica is right off the coast of France. So there's speculation that he was one of the shooters. Yeah. Yeah. And also one other thing I wanted to mention, when the doctors pulled Kennedy's body out of the limousine at Parkland Hospital to save his life, they said the throat wound was an entrance wound. They put a trach tube down to keep him breathing. And the nurses noticed a bullet hole in the windshield, which tells you there was at least a front shot.
Yeah, that is undeniable. I've heard people say that it was detail firing back, but I've looked at the video a few times. I never saw detail pointing a gun, especially with that amount of people in the crowd. They were more concerned about running on top of the car, putting cover on the president after he got shot. And And where were they going to shoot? They had no idea where the shots came from to begin with.
Right.
So a front windshield shot says a lot.
Well, especially when you watch the Zapruder film, you watch him come out from behind the freeway sign. He doesn't grab the back of his neck. He grabs his throat where he got shot at. I mean, if you get shot in the shoulder, you ain't going to grab the back of it. If you got shot in the front, you're going to grab it right here. You would think.
Yeah, usually
So that
we respond to the body and the way our nerves work is we respond to the first split second of pain where it happens. If something hits in the back, even if it exits here, when something hits you, your first response is pain was here. That's how quick it works. You go to grab here. If something hits you here, you know the exit what's on the back. This is where you grab first. So that is a just a very normal human reflex.
And there's a special that was on Paramount Plus a couple of years ago, I think. It's called JFK: What the Doctors Saw, and it's the doctors telling their stories about the assassination that day. And I haven't watched it because I don't have Paramount Plus, but from what they were reporting, it was conflicting with the Warren Commission and the official story.
That's interesting. That's something worth watching too, because there is a whole another story to be told by forensics. That's a whole another rabbit hole, a whole another one.
Yeah,
I think we have one more clip left.
I didn't think we did, but yeah.
I'll pop it up real quick and then take it down just to give you a little quick.
The testimony.
Yeah, we already played that one. That's the deathbed confession.
Do you want to play that?
If you go to the... Yeah, you already played that one. Yeah. Okay. There are two photos, though, that we haven't put up. C and D. They show the differences in the motorcade between Dallas and a different city.
Okay, here we go. This is photo C.
Yes. So you see the police motorcycles are like more alongside the car. They're right by the front wheels and the rear wheels. Okay, now if you go to D for Dallas, that is totally different. All four motorcycles are behind the limousine.
Almost like making clearance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was plenty of room, guys, to go around. This is a 2-lane street, wide enough. The vehicle was riding in the center. They had enough room to have detail on the left and right, front and rear of that. But like the gentleman was just saying, they didn't want anybody else getting hurt or shot. They didn't want his wife getting shot. They didn't want the drivers or the passenger getting shot. They didn't want anybody on the detail in the back getting hit by accident. This was very strategic, this is something they took their time to make sure the bullet hit where it needed to hit. They had backup shooters. So that says a lot. Man.
They made sure they had a pretty easy target, especially since that limo makes the right turn onto Houston and then makes a slow left turn on the Elm before it goes under the triple underpass. The car's got to slow down to make the turns.
Yeah, and see, this is very different from when you watch this stuff on TV with attempts that you see nowadays, because it's usually one crazy individual with his own train of thoughts in his mind, and he's on a one-man mission. There is no backups, and why? Because they really can't confine what they're about to do to anybody and be caught beforehand. This is why people say he looked like a normal dude. He was a normal son. She was this, he was that. Nobody would ever know. This is just your normal neighbor. You nice guy. He would pass out presents for everybody at Christmas. You know what I mean? Like very unsuspecting. Because and for something like this, it has to be an organization where you have to know. Again, we'll go back to the same thing. This is not the internet. Back in the days, no internet, no social media, no none of that. So you had to have intel of the route, locations of that route, who was going to be there, how they were set up, everything, and who had access to all the information beforehand. So those are the kind of things you got to kind of go through and just think about that. Take yourself, you have to dive in and take yourself back in time. Forget about everything there is today. You have to dial it back. And you have to dial it back all the way back. You know what I mean? A lot of crazy stuff. A lot of crazy stuff is happening, man. A lot of a lot of important figures were being taken out.
You had Malcolm X, you had Martin Luther King, and you had Bobby Kennedy, all within 5 years of each other.
So, and it's funny we say that because I was just watching the movie Muhammad Ali with what's his name, Will Smith in it.
Will Smith, yeah.
And that's an interesting movie to watch how that plays out. You guys, there's another story being told inside of that movie. You guys need to watch that. It's pretty cool. But yeah, these people, man, were just being knocked off, and it just feels to me like every time there's somebody for the people, they take them away from us, man. They're removed, you know. So
they ruffled too many feathers, and I think with Bobby, they felt like Bobby was going to win the presidency, and really investigate what happened with his brother's death, and they didn't want that, so they bumped him off.
And you don't believe us, or you don't believe what I'm saying? Charlie Kirk, not too far from there, he spoke about some things that ruffled his side of the party, ruffled the feathers of his side of the party, including the Epstein files in the list. And somebody said we can't have that. Is as big as this guy, as important he is, can't have it. There's a bigger cause above these people, man. So
the way they got him, I mean, it was the way he was pouring blood. They got that carotid artery. You don't just bleed out like that instantly.
Yeah.
And so that takes precision. That's either the best hunter or that's somebody that's also a sniper. You know, that's like DC sniper level type stuff. Remember that back in 2002?
Yeah, man. That is no joke. No lie at all. Guys, we're almost done here, but just real quick, guys, another sponsor here. Don't forget, for your belt needs, HD on real leather, hit up Pinfall Title Belts, guys. Also, you could be having a real good belt day. You can be the crybaby at the beginning of the show, or you can be this guy. Look how happy he is when he got his belt.
Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Don't worry. Be happy.
Don't know who that guy is, but he sure looks happy with those pinfall belts.
He looks like a guy in AEW. I can't think of his name.
I don't know.
I hate when I do that. I hate when I can't think of people.
He looks so familiar. He looks so, and I don't watch AEW, but I'll tell you this. He looks very familiar, like somebody I used to know. Also,
that's memory loss, man.
Mendoza Craft Leather, guys, where you guys can come message me to get all your leather, all your plates redone. You can get your new leather. You can have your shop belts done and everything. Also, got to say, don't forget to tune in, guys. We're going to be here every Saturday, 8 o'clock. I may possibly be moving to 9 p.m. Makes it a little easier for everybody to watch. Nobody has to rush home, including myself. I don't just do leather. It's not what I do every day for a living, guys. I actually have a life. I have a job, which requires lots of time from me. A family of 6 kids, 3 dogs, 4 ferrets, bearded dragon, oxalotl, and a bunch of neighborhood cats that eat off the back of my porch, and a wife and a girlfriend on the side, guys. So make sure you join in and watch. Again, we're here with Mr. Cynical. You guys have heard of him, but never seen him. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Cynical joining us today. We've talked a lot today about the whole JFK deal. Plenty of good evidence has been presented. Thank you, Mr. Cynical, for taking the time, diving into this. I try to be a spectator to this as much as I could and dummy down the knowledge, which is not much that I knew to begin with, to kind of ask the questions and make sure that people get a understanding of what's going on and who it's going on with. I know that this is not the end of this. We will see more of this later on, for sure. I'd love to have you back on again, not only for this, but for anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We will have a another segment on the show. It is called Word on the Street. And we just want to know pretty much word on the street is things you've heard, things that are going on in the hobby, things you want to mention, who's scamming who. I don't know. Who's got beef with who? But anyways, it's
What's the word? What's the word on the street? I put the word to the beat. Use the power of my speech to teach.
That's right, guys. Word on the street. That's going to be our segment for that. And anything that's going on, just let us know who got scammed, who didn't, who got a new belt day, who had a bad belt day. You know what I mean? Or anything else. You heard something on social media. Who broke my girl's nose? That's what my mommy. Okay, that's the word on the street. Word on the street is we got a hit on we gonna get her. I'm not gonna say her name, but we definitely calling ice on her. We're calling ice on her. Gone. She's gonna be gone. Let me tell you, her mommy's face like that. You ain't allowed.
You're gonna revoke her visa.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. That's for damn sure, man. Jeez. Well, brother, I appreciate you coming on, man.
Likewise, appreciate you having me on.
Oh no, man. Welcome anytime. This is your home, brother. Next time.
You and Ethan, by the way. I guess Ethan had a dip, but good chatting with him.
Ethan has his he's got his late night emergencies that come over, and the man has to rise to the occasion to help. So
man's got priorities.
Yeah,
I seriously.
Or he heard another one of those weird sounds in his apartment. He went to go handle business. There's holes in the wall right now.
In that case, I know nothing. But no, this is the first time I got in chat with him. There's been like a friendly back and forth, like in a comment section or two on Facebook, but never actually got to talk to him. So it's cool, hanging out with both of you. Appreciate you having me on. And by the way, one more thing before we sign off. Any of my subscribers out there, thank you for helping me get to 1,000. That does mean a lot. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on that, man. I did see that. It's time to give away that belt. Just box it up.
Hey, raffle video tomorrow. Raffle videos tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
It's time to give that belt up. Just listen. I sure hope I win. Just put it
if you do win, people are going to be saying it's rigged and blasphemy, and they're going to start unsubscribing. So, you may be setting me up for failure on that one.
That'll be the new word on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah, word on the street. It was slanted for Mendoza to win the Smoking Skull, so he could put it on real leather and flip it.
Hey, it could go worse. Steven Hammer could win it.
Well, he got some heat over that X Division belt, didn't he?
Oh, yes, he did, man. Yes, he did. And so did the boys over. And I want to give a shout out to the guys over at Bells and Belts. Check them out. Awesome dudes. Awesome guy, Joey Gray, Cedric, man up. Check them out on Facebook and all social media platforms. Shout out to all the guys over there at Spanning the Globe. DDK, Kevin, my heart's with you. All my prayers and blessings to you, brother. Okay? Stay up, man. Awesome dude in the hobby. Awesome guy all around. I wish him nothing but the best, man. You can find Double Dropkick on every other. I think they said every other Saturday, and I think they're on at 8 p.m. as well. Just in case I'm not your cup of tea today. You know, you can always flip back and forth, kind of like a WWF WCW thing. You just flip. Don't want to miss anything. You can go back and forth. You can go back and forth, guys. Who you got in the comments? Brian again says, want to thanks to both of you guys. Cynical, thank you for my Rocha review, and thanks Mendoza for that leather job on my Unified. Awesome work. Hey, brother. Hope you like it. You're more than free to do a little video on it. Inbox it to me, and we'll present it on one of the segments that we're going to have here for Show 'em Off any age that you got them in. Okay?
He sent me pictures. That's a gorgeous looking belt.
Really? It's man. I try to do my best on all these things, man. I know sometimes people get a little impatient, but I cannot rush a belt to get it to somebody looking horrible rather than take my time and get it done right the first time. So there's nothing worse than somebody saying, "We already had it this long. Why did it come out right?" You know what I mean? So might as well.
Yeah.
I appreciate you again, brother. Thank you so much. Check out Mr. Cynical on his channel on YouTube. He has got plenty of reviews on there. Very detailed, very good camera work. Let me tell you, he's one of the awesome dudes in the hobby. Check him out, guys. Brother, I'll be seeing you on the next one. If you want to stay backstage,
absolutely.
Have a little more combo if you like. All right, guys.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, it was an awesome time. Like I said, we'll probably bring up some other issues or subjects. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. See you on the next one. Thank you, guys. Well, we've come to the end of the show. It's time for us to go. I wish I was like Mr. Rogers, where I could have my song on and throw up a shoe and zip up a sweater. But no, that's not how we do it. That's not how we get down here. But anyway, guys, see you on the next one next Saturday, 8 o'clock on the Saturday. Peace, love, God bless.